are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sportsport here on a Monday. The Barnes and Tony Show once again. Danny in the building. What's going on, man?
Not much, dude. Excited to be back here. Honestly, weekend was long. Can't believe, absolutely floored. Look at the date, June 2nd today, dude.
Yeah, because 10 days till June 12th.
That day can't come soon enough, dude. But it doesn't really feel, I don't know, it doesn't feel like June to me, dude. I don't know if it's like the
weather, but it's going to get hot this weekend. You're going to be complaining in a couple days. So,
dude, Harrison's wedding this weekend, hotel room, 60 degrees, AC on. Put that on before we left, came back from the wedding. Ice chamber in there, dude. It was sick.
No, that's the best.
That is the best.
That is something that we agree on. I mean, I got my air conditioning unit on in January. It's just I don't understand how anybody can sleep in silence and in heat. I just don't understand.
Makes no sense, dude.
And as you know, I was in Rhode Island on Saturday night. And I guess they didn't put the air conditioning in there yet. And I was saying like, oh, is there air in there? They're like, no, like you need air. And I'm just like, are you serious? Like,
yeah.
So luckily we had a fan. I can't sleep in the heat. That's for sure. Also, this just happened today. It was nice. It was a nice turnaround because obviously I was tight at the time. So I went to Tiffany's, early this morning before I went to the office. And then I'm just putting stuff on the hood of my car, just getting ready. Coffee spills everywhere, lose 99% of it. Go back there, and Tiffany's working, and she's like, what are you doing? You were just here. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I dropped my coffee on the floor. Free coffee.
Oh,
replacement.
Dude.
So obviously,
nice.
Gave him a nice tip. And, it was nice that they did that. But these lids are like one little thing because it's happened one other time. It just all goes.
I don't know who the manufacturer is for those cups, but Donut In is the same deal. Like they use those same cups, and it's like, dude.
Because that was a regular coffee. I was thinking at the time Mike brought in the coffee for you.
Well, even with the regular coffee too. I mean, that lid sometimes is pretty shoddy.
The only thing that's tough is it's like they want to do like the coffee before you even say anything, just make it. And then I never want to go in there and act like I'm assuming that they're doing that. But it's like I want to try the pistachio coffee, but it's like. I don't know. There's no time to say, and then they're already making me Simply Nutty, which is great. But I just feel like I would like the pistachio probably.
When I was living in Stratford, I had the same problem, and it's so funny because it's like you don't go in there assuming they're to do it for you, but then they always do, and then the whole thing you're talking about.
There was 4 people in front of me, and they made the new one.
And
just said, "Oh, here you go." No.
One time I told them, I was like, hey, tomorrow, can I get, I forget, it was whatever winter flavor came out at the time, but it was like a caramel pepper or something, dude. And I told them the day before. So, there we go.
You had to do that. Pre-order.
That
was great. Obviously it was a huge sports weekend. Yankees, Mets, the Memorial, Scotty reigning supreme once again.
Can't
obviously,
believe it, honestly.
The end of the Knicks season. So much to get to, but I do see a bunch of comments. What do you know? Michael Butka back.
Yes, dude. Michael Buck, who I'm sure had a great weekend. Dude says, what a time on Friday by all. He says, huge shout out to Ernie for the surprise call in. Seeing Mission Impossible today, he says.
There we go.
Can't wait. I'm sure you will enjoy it. The adrenaline, I know. But you know how I feel about it, Michael. I told you. Also, Mets haven't won a damn thing since '86. I want to hear not winning the World Series until 2086. LOL. Michael hitting the sheesh, dude.
No, I think you're not used to this with Michael being very, very aggressive.
Yeah, it's probably your fault, to be honest, dude.
Because I don't even say anything.
No,
anymore. That's the best part. No, I don't. I really don't, honestly.
And Michael, he hangs on your every word, Brian. Josh B says, what is good, fam?
Josh B.
Ernie with the ear. And
Ernie, the big jackpot winner over the weekend.
Oh, really?
You didn't hear about that?
No.
I'm sure he'll tell in the comments.
I'm sure.
Let's just say, I might be going to Tahiti right now if I were Ernie.
Really, dude?
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Well, speaking of hitting the jackpot, Buckta texting Ernie at 12:13 a.m. last night. Can't wait to hear all about June 12th, he says, with Ernie leading the charge at Citi Field.
Yeah, that I am definitely looking forward to. The combination of that and then me getting Dave riled about Soto, even though, home run back days. Get opportunity slipping away. Not really. But I mean, we'll see how the next 10 days go.
Yeah, we'll see. Big 10 days for Soto, dude. And then Ernie says, what's popping, guys? Got to see you're doing well, but we got whacked, he said, but it's okay. Is obviously talking about the Yankees here Saturday game. An absolute fabulous morning here in the Bronx, he says. Crackheads cracking, hoes are hoeing, and the birds are chirping. Air is polluted, but it's fresh, dude.
It's crazy the difference of the Bronx when there's a Yankee game versus there's not.
Mhm.
Like you're running, other than if you want to go to Arthur Ave. But then when the game's there, it's like the place to be. Place to be in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because not everybody is a Mets
Yankee fan? Oh.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Michael Buck says Ernie is punching in orders. And he says, I am Barnes's mini-me, dude. So there you go. That's it.
That's it.
That's it, dude. Oh, there it is. Soto isn't himself. Those homers only came from a shitty team, Michael.
I mean, we'll see if he does it against the Dodgers. I mean, I think that's a good litmus test.
It is a good litmus test, but obviously, I mean, you got to be happy regardless because, I mean, you know.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, you would think, I mean, right? I mean, we were just talking about getting to the 10 home runs because it's 10 now, right?
Yeah.
Day late, dollar short, though. Because remember Michael? Under 10.
End of May.
Yep. But yeah, we'll get into the baseball. Just wanted to talk quickly. We mentioned it in the open here. Scotty going back to back at the Memorial. We mentioned that possibility after he opened 5 shots back, on Thursday. But he wins by 4 over Ben Griffin, who led with a 65 on Thursday. But Scotty wins, only player besides Tiger Woods to go back to back at Jack's Place here, and just had a consistent tournament all week. I think only one bogey the entire week, if I'm not mistaken. But 70-70, 68-70, third win of the season. Obviously gearing up. We'll be off this week in Canada, and then we'll be ready for Oakmont. But this run of Scotty, and as the wins stack up, and I think he's the 4th fastest player in terms of like going between his first win and the 16th win. I think he's just behind Snead, Tiger, and Nicholas, if I'm not mistaken. But just all the accomplishments, and it really, like, as time goes on, I mean, obviously he has to continue to do it, but it just really feels like he's going to be finally the guy, after we were teased with a few others, that will be, modern day all-time great. Like, really the first since Tiger, where like you could have a conversation that he's on the Mount Rushmore. And, Rory kind of has come close. Obviously he's completed the Grand Slam, but Scotty, it feels like really has a chance to do something special.
Yeah, clearly, dude. What do you think? Like, what do you think happened? Like, why he like we kind of said it, I guess, after the Texas, right? Open.
Mm-hmm.
But he really did kind of like just flip this switch, dude, and is just like back to what he was last season.
Well, I think he got the late start, the hand, the wine, the raviolis, all that stuff. You know what I mean? I think this would have happened earlier if he started in Kapalua.
If he didn't have that hand injury.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he was just a little late to the party. But I mean, are we really going to be surprised if he wins at least one of the next 2 majors? If not, really, I mean, it just seems like Oakmont, because of his consistency and what a tough course that is. I mean, I can't wait to hear the reports on the rough and the stimp meter on the greens.
Stimp meter.
But does he not set up perfectly for that? I mean, it feels like it's meant to happen. Obviously, Bryson will have something to say about that. Seems like he's in contention at every major.
Yeah.
Besides maybe the Open, he hasn't really played that well there. But it just seems like we're setting up for that,
Yeah, no, I can see that. It'd be interesting to see where Bryson ends up, to be honest, too. Because I mean, not for nothing. I mean, I know he does remain competitive at majors, but I feel like the blow up against Rory, wasn't
yeah,
great,
but I think you could tell the way he plays, and sure, maybe the body language wasn't good on Sunday, but he's confident every time he goes out there in these majors. He's expecting to compete. And somebody else to watch is Rahm. I mean, he actually, I know, again, he kind of had the same type of thing where bad Sunday, But it seems like he's finally getting his confidence back. So I think it sets up to be, as we would say, a fascinating major championship
dude.
1 week from Thursday. So it actually will start the same day as the tailgate.
Oh, let's go, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I got to tune in a little bit to this tournament. Definitely one of the best non-major tournaments out there. And Ben Griffin has been on a heater. You know, he had won, his previous start, obviously won the Zurich as well. So he's kind of making a name for himself. Same thing with Sepp Straka. Seems like he's always at the top of these leaderboards. Nick Taylor finished solo 4th. I'm sure he'll be riled for the Canadian Open. Maybe he can win his second over the last couple of years. Had that dramatic victory over Fleetwood a few years ago. Russell Henley finished at 2 under par. Maverick McNeely, somebody who's higher up than we all think in the world golf rankings, tied for 5th. And how about Brandt Snedeker? The grizzled vet hasn't played in a major championship since 2021. I think 48 years old. It hasn't won in like 10 years, but finished tied for 7th. Started this tournament 75, 73, 74, but shot a 65 yesterday to finish inside the top 10. Won't be enough to get him directly qualified for the U.S. Open, but is going to go through the qualifiers. And I guess there's like a 36-hole qualifier today. I was mentioning I got Sirius back, so I was listening to some PGA Tour radio. So nice to have that back. But I guess some of the older golfers and the guys in the Live Tour are going to try to make it through the qualifying with 36 holes. I mean, that's got to be tough. Ricky Fowler with a tied for 7th here, that gets him into the Open Championship, and it seems like he's been playing better. And then Spieth and Keegan Bradley also were at 1 under par. So kind of nuts that only 11 golfers were under par in this tournament, but it just shows how tough this course is. So I think it definitely a good tune-up, for Oakmont. And obviously before that, we do have the Canadian Open. And I haven't really taken a look at the field. I know Rory's going to be there.
Nick Taylor.
Obviously Nick Taylor and all the Canadians, the Svensons, the Hadwins, right? They'll all be there. Mike Weir as well. But I was just trying to look in terms of, so you got in the top 10, just Rory and Ludwig. And then in the top 20, you also got Lowry, Rose, and McIntyre, your defending champion, and Corey Connors as well. So some of the top golfers, obviously a lot of guys sitting out, but that's always a fun tournament as well. So we'll definitely be tuned into that and do our preview on Wednesday. So, golf season moving along. Like I said, definitely excited for Oakmont. That's for sure. But if we could go now to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Skip! And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game! Out of sight!
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes! See ya!
Come on. Hot mics over here. Anyway. Weekend for the Yankees, obviously, overall disappointment. Nice to salvage it last night, but they do lose 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers. And really the difference in this series was what's transpired in the 6th inning on Friday. But I have to say, too, before we get into the nitty gritty of the whole thing, listen, I mean, obviously I wanted to win the series, but when I look at it, it really just comes down to that 6th inning on Friday night. Fried, who's been lights out every single start this entire season, not having it really for the whole start, not even just the 6th inning, just the location was off, and your location can't be off against this Dodger lineup. They're going to make you pay. So I feel like it came down to that. And then Will Warren, speaking of not having it, and it's just he's a guy that obviously, he's shown a lot of growth and had been pitching well, but clearly, after giving up 7 runs and getting 4 outs, showed that he's going to be nowhere near the postseason rotation for the Yankees. So I feel like those were the 2 things that flipped this series. But at the end of the day, despite only winning one of these games, you finish the road trip 6-3, and you have a 5.5 game in the AL East, and all of a sudden the Blue Jays, I think, have won 5 in a row. Red Sox, I think, are 8.5 back. So you're still in prime position here. You're 36 up, 22 down. The only things of concern, and it seems like there's optimism. So there's 2 injury concerns. Optimism on one of them, and that's Dominguez left last night's game after sliding into second. They're calling it a thumb contusion. I guess we'll have some imaging done today. But in the post-game interview, he said he's not concerned. So hopefully it's something that it's just like a bad jam, and he just needs, maybe a couple of days to rest it. So that's something to watch. And then Luke Weaver was warming up to come into the game last night, but didn't end up going in. And they revealed after the game something with his hamstring. So I think he's going to have some imaging done as well. And it was ironic because in the group chat last night, we were talking about how Devin Williams is great in the 8th inning and he shouldn't go anywhere near the 9th. And now if, Weaver, hamstring injuries are obviously tough. We're hoping it's just like a very minor one. But if he were to go on the injured list, you'd think they would go to Williams, even though I would argue, I would think, Fernando Cruz is going to come back this week. But really, I would love to, have the Weisiga, even, Mark Leiter Jr., be in that closer role because it just seems like bad things happen when Williams is pitching in the 9th. But I guess we got to wait and see on that. But even if both of those guys need to go on the injured list, you'll deal with it. It'll be okay. Not what you want, but it doesn't seem like it's stuff that's going to be, months and months and months, weeks, if anything. And hopefully, nothing too severe. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. But Friday's game, they ultimately end up losing 8-5. And this was a pitching matchup between Max Fried and Tony Gonsolin. And the Yankees came out swinging. I think it was their third game where they had 4 home runs through the first 3 innings. Third or fourth game. I know it's a franchise record, but hitting the home runs early and often off of Gonsolin. Judge homering in the first inning. It was a bomb to center, 446. Ohtani did answer, though. First pitch from Max Fried, 417 feet to center. So that tied the game at 1. But second inning, the Yankees get 2 more home runs. Wells and Trent Grisham. Grisham's 13th of the year. So that gave the Yankees a 4-1 lead, after the second inning. So obviously you felt pretty good at that point. But the only thing is Max Fried, just really you could tell in this one, location wise, he just didn't have the sharpness that he usually does, hitting corners and not leaving balls over the middle of the plate. So, you went to the bottom of the second, 4-1 lead, and I keep forgetting how to pronounce Paguez, I think how you pronounce it. I always thought it was Paguez or, the Andy. Do you know how to say it?
It's what?
It's Paez.
Paez.
On the broadcast, I thought they were saying Baez. And I'm like, who the hell is Baez? Because I was listening in the car, but it's okay. So Paez. I don't know how you get Paez from that spelling. But anyway, he grounded out to start the inning. Tommy Edman doubles. And I don't know if you saw it, Tony. I don't know if this would get you tight or not, but I think it's today or tonight anyway. It's Tommy Edman bobblehead day, and they're saying because he was the MVP against the Mets, like that was purposely done. Having the bobblehead day first game. I don't know, but he obviously hit well against us as well. So he doubles there, and then advances a third on a balk. And then Kiki Hernandez has an RBI ground out. Felt like on that one, too, that Peraza could have went home, but he didn't want to risk it. So he was able to get out of that inning before 2 going to the third. Paul Goldschmidt homering to right center to make it 5-2. Unfortunately, after Ben Rice single, Volpe grounds into a double play. But the Yankees get a walk and a hit by pitch, but Peraza unable to do anything, striking out looking. So 5-2 going to the third. Fried has a 1-2-3 inning. You're feeling pretty good. They go down in order in the fourth as well. Fried retires 3 batters in the bottom of the fourth after Paez. Tony knows. Wait, what was the thing that took forever? Was it a player's name? You know what I'm talking about. It was like hockey, something with hockey, I know.
Was it Pierre-Luc Dubois?
No,
was that it?
No, there was, it wasn't Bahatia, I don't think, but I think it was something in hockey. I forget, but I feel like eventually we'll remember it. But anyway, double play there. So you got out of the fourth. Fifth inning, you go down 1-2-3. Bottom 5, Fried gets him in order 1, 2, 3. So you felt like in control of this game, even after the 6th inning, you go down 1, 2, 3 again. But Ohtani leads off the 6th with a home run to make it 5-3. Then Fried gives up a single to Teoscar Hernandez, and then a single also to Will Smith. Freddie Freeman up. He doubles. They pull Fried 5-4. Loaizaga in, and all of a sudden, Loaizaga last couple outings has been shaky. But Paez singles to score Smith to tie the game. And then Edman hits into a fielder's choice. They walk Muncy, and then Tim Hill comes into the game, but he walks Michael Conforto with the bases loaded to give the Dodgers the lead 6-5. And they do get a nice double play turned by Paul Goldschmidt, throwing to home and then back to first on Rojas there. But unfortunately, the Yankees unable to put any more runs across the rest of the game. And De Los Santos, gives up 2 runs in the 7th to make it 8-5. And, you had a Rice walk, Dominguez single, unable to do that with anything with that in the 8th. Grisham led off the 9th with a single against Vesia, but then they go down 1, 2, 3 after that. So disappointing game, losing 8-5. And like I said, to me, it just came down to Fried not having it because your offense was there. Sure, late, the Dodgers bullpen, held you at bay, but what are you going to do? So, it felt like, okay, like this is different than, the Game 5 loss at Yankee Stadium. It's not like we made a bunch of errors, this and that. It's Max Fried. I mean, law of averages, he's going to have a bad start. And why wouldn't it be against the Dodgers? Obviously, one of the best lineups in the game, but no problems there. Obviously, Saturday was the disappointment. I mean, 18-2. I mean, there's not much of a recap to be done here other than, Judge did hit 2 home runs. You love to see that. Another hit, too, got thrown out trying to stretch a single into double when they were down 10. But Will Warren, I knew it. I was playing Josh B for fantasy, benched him. I mentioned 7 runs, only getting 4 outs. So once you start, that giving up 7 runs in the first inning, or 4 runs in the first inning, and then 6 in the second. So once that happens, I mean, the game's over. And I know you say, oh, you battle back, but it just completely throws everything off. So that was tough. But like I said, I know Warren's not going to start against the Dodgers. I mean, you can't make mistakes against them. So it was unfortunate how that 6th inning just changed everything in this series because you win that game, then okay, it's 1-1. Then you end up winning the series, but because of that bad inning, you end up losing the series here. But it was nice to see them bounce back last night. Sunday Night Baseball, 2 for 2 their last Sunday Night Baseball games. Usually, it seems like every time they're on Sunday Night Baseball, they don't win. So nice to get this one. And Ryan Yarbrough, you can't give him enough credit. I think a 2 ERA in the month of May as a starter. And to pitch up against Yamamoto and to give them 6 innings of 1-run ball, only 4 hits allowed, no walks, striking out 5. I mean, the lineup completely off balance, against him the entire time. And the fact that the top 4 of the lineup was 0 for 11 against Yarbrough, and he's topping out at 88. A lot of pitches are in the 70s, low 80s. It's kind of interesting. And they were talking about in the broadcast with Coney, but like, when he pitched, the guys that threw 97, 100 miles an hour, they were the rarity. And now it's the opposite. The soft throwers aren't around him much, but it almost makes you feel like that having somebody with his type of velocity, pitch mix, like that there should almost be more of that because these hitters are so used to gearing up for 97, 98.
Yeah.
But when you're throwing, 70 and 81, the timing is off.
Yeah, no, definitely. And honestly, I think his spot like around the rotation works really well too, because I mean, not for nothing, you do see Fried and Rodon heavily on fastballs. So It's like
Warren as well.
Yeah. So I think to your point, to have that pitch selection, that mixing of pitches, I think creates, like you said, kind of somewhat of a off timing issue for the lineup that they faces. So good job, dude.
Yeah. So you love to see that, and really, I mean, it's like pitching like this. It's just like it makes you feel like, even though Heel's gonna come back, that Yarbrough deserves to stick in this rotation, and that ultimately he may bump Will Warren out of this rotation based on how the 2 pitched this weekend. But we'll see. But just what a shrewd pickup by the front office here. Blue Jays letting him go at the end of spring training. So He was the star of the show last night. And the other star of the show, how about DJ LeMahieu, Tony? 4 hits, first 4-hit game in 4 years. I guess the last time was against the Red Sox in 2021. But 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs. So, listen, I'm not going to anticipate that this is what we're going to see on a regular basis. But this was a game you felt like you had to win because it felt embarrassing up to this point. So, I mean, that was big for DJ. To have that type of game. So, I mean, kudos to him. We'll see, if he has any opportunity or any chance of somewhat, keeping up his production. But other than that, I mean, you look at the scoring summary here. Jason Dominguez, before leaving the game with injury, had a single in the first inning to give the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Yarborough's only mistake of the game was a homer to Tommy Edman in the second that tied the game at 1. But speaking of homers, Ben Rice with a bomb to center, 425, gave them a 3-1 lead. So obviously Ben Rice has been unbelievable. And I think there was some statistic about 20 home runs and less than 100 strikeouts through his first 100 games, something like that. So, I mean, he's obviously had a nice start to his, Yankee career here. So that was a big homer to kind of settle things down after giving the lead back, because you never know what would happen up to that point. And that was Rice's 12th home run of the year. So, I mean, he's just done such a good job filling in for Stanton, who, might be back in the next week or two here. So, yeah, that gave them a 3-1 lead. Anthony Volpe, who went from first to third on a single, an Austin Wells single, scores on a pass ball to make it 4-1. And speaking of LeMahieu, he had a single to score Dominguez in the 5th to make it 5-1. Peraza singles to make it 6-1. And after the 6th inning, and it was ironic, I think his last batter Yarborough faced was against Freeman. He gets him out, way out in front of it. They go to the bullpen, and Jonathan Loaiza, I mentioned him being spotty. He gives up 2 home runs to make it 6-3. And all of a sudden, Max Muncy, who couldn't hit water falling out of a boat, has 3 home runs in the last 2 days here. So I'm sure the Dodgers are hoping that gets them going. So 6-3, you're getting kind of nervous. You don't get anything across in the top of the 8th, and then Devin Williams comes in for the bottom of the 8th, and all of us Yankee fans kind of sweating that one out, even though we've talked about it. He's been great in the 8th inning, but he had to face Rojas, but then they had a pinch hitter for him, and I'm trying to think who that was. That was Kim pinch hitting, who's hitting 400. Obviously didn't start the season in the majors, but regardless, he gets him out, and then he has to face Ohtani and Hernandez and gets him out in order, and specifically with Hernandez strikes him out in that changeup. So it was good to see Devin Williams get the job done there. You get a little breathing room because LeMahieu has a double to score Cody Bellinger in the 9th. And then Tim Hill comes in. I mentioned that, Weaver would have went in hamstring. So we'll see how that goes. But, obviously, too, it's a long season. If there is a question, you don't want him to aggravate it or anything. So if he has to be on the IL for 10 days, I mean, we'll live with it. Nice that the next 6 games are at home after a 9-game road trip. So, we'll see what happens with him and Dominguez. But Tim Hill did a great job. And the at-bat everyone wanted to see, striking out Freddie Freeman. Of course, that was mentioned, a bunch of times. He's been great for the Yankees, just absolutely fearless. And it's just him and Yarborough, I feel like, are so similar, where it's a different arm angle, it's different velocity. And, it seems like, okay, I mean, this is coming in so slow. These hitters should be able to hammer it. But I really think, I mean, what do you think? I mean, that they would rather face 98 versus 82.
Yeah, no,
77
I totally
movement.
agree.
Yeah.
Especially the Dodgers. I mean, a lot of their batters are fastball hitters.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
So yeah, I think that keeps them off balance. So, like I said, at the end of the day, you wanted to win this series. It was the first series in 8 that you don't. But you've positioned yourself pretty well through these first 58 games here. 36-22, 5.5 up on Toronto, 6.5 up on the Rays, and 8.5 up on Boston. So you'll take it. And you got 3 games with Cleveland here, and then the weekend series against the Red Sox. So excited for that. Jazz should be back in the lineup tomorrow as well. I think Fernando Cruz's return is imminent, and Stanton around the corner. And then I think Jake Cousins it should be returning in the next couple of weeks as well. He just probably is going to have some minor league rehab appearances. So, we'll see what happens with that. But all in all, I think we're in a good spot and looking forward to these next couple of home series here. I do see we have like 800 comments here, so we could get to those. Anything,
we talked about Ernie's bet. We both said we don't know what the bet is. A super slam.
Yeah, I don't know.
But obviously, congrats, Ernie.
Yeah,
that's
great,
fucking awesome,
great,
dude. Like
yeah.
that.
No, I'm saying it's awesome. And,
great.
I don't know if it was propelled by this, but he said he might be interested in going to Yankees Red Sox on Saturday as well. So that would be awesome if he's able to make it. But what do we got here?
You want to hear from Kev Duke? He says, let's go. Mets sweep. Which, by the way, Brian, not in the title today.
Surprising.
Oh, my God. All right. Can't say so much, he says, about the World Series rematch. At least they took the Sunday night game.
The note game.
Let's see what they do against the Dodgers. What we can do against the Dodgers tonight.
It was funny. I was on Discord with him over the weekend.
Yeah.
And something came up about, I don't know, like just like back and forth. Like somebody was mentioning, I was saying, oh, don't worry, I'm retired. Like, don't worry, I'm not. Like I was saying, Josh said it originally. You don't argue with Mets fans. And Kevin's getting all tight because I was like, yeah, I mean, there's no point in us having a debate because I know what's good. And he's like, oh yeah, like you know it all, right, dude? You know it all, right? And I was like, dude, I'm just not gonna do it. So you can try your hardest.
I can take it.
Not gonna happen. And that is the biggest abomination. That soundbite. Wait, continue.
My mother in here says, hi fellas, good morning, Mom. And then Jay Bird says, sweet hat, Brian. And I don't think he's being, I think that's genuine.
It seems like, but then you see, wasn't there another?
What did you say something else?
Boy, I swear I thought I saw, am I seeing things? I thought he was like talking shit, one of these comments. Was it up here?
I think you were seeing things, man. I don't see one. Maybe he deleted it.
He definitely deleted it. No, I swear to God, he deleted it. It was something about like against the Dodgers. You saw it too.
No, I swear to God, I didn't see it.
I can't even repeat what he said. It was that bad. I'm not kidding. Yeah. So,
and then hold on.
Facetious, Jay,
whatever.
We would consider that facetious. Yes.
Speaking of that, we have everyday Mets.
That's what it was. That I thought he was everyday Mets, but that's preferred. We're not even gonna. Don't even read that comment. Just go to the next one. That's preferred. Nice preferred. Ha
ha. And then it looks like D-Rels is back in here, 93. Was that the guy trying to fight people?
I think so.
Because he's talking about talking shit to Michael Buckta.
Jay, by the way, my mistake. I thought you were preferred, but obviously we know preferred is a fucking asshole. So. Ain't a pussy.
Oh my God, dude. And then a bunch of people are talking shit now.
Yeah.
Michael Buckta says, D-Rels, get your shit together, dude. Sounds like you do have to. I'm pretty sure. I think he came in on the gaming corner, this kid.
Yes.
And was talking shit, saying that he like benches a lot and is like over 6 feet tall.
That's great, dude.
Can beat people.
Maybe
up
he'll
and
win
stuff,
like
dude.
the Nobel Peace Prize now.
That'd be sick, dude.
Yeah.
Nobel Peace Prize, Brian.
Yeah.
That was a good one. And then Ernie's talking shit too. He says everyday Mets, they don't score points in the MLB, I guess, because I guess prefer or everyday Mets, whoever that is.
No, it's preferred. And we're not even gonna post his comments anymore. So that's it. So nice one. So you did it to yourself, prefer.
Oh, Michael Buckta, Ophelia. So I guess this
okay.
is yeah. And then Jay Bird says at LMOA, at least I'm avoiding the smoke in the comments, he says. And Buckta says Mets are overrated. That's not true, dude. All right, Buckta. Come on, Buckta.
Yeah,
dude.
Talk about absolute ridiculous.
This is anarchy in the comment section.
And then Kev was trying to say something about crickets, and it's like, Kev, I told you, retired, so it's not gonna work, bud.
Retired.
Anyway,
June 12th, dude.
Yeah, June 12th. Yeah, watch out. Watch your back, bro. Watch your back. So that's where I'm at. But like I said, I feel fine, and even if like Dominguez and Weaver unfortunately have to go on the injured list, I know it's not going to be long term. And road trip, I mean, you wanted to at least go 6-3. That's what you did. And I think you showed last night. I mean, you could be the Dodgers. It just, you can't make mistakes. You can't have a bad inning. And the timing was bad because Fried's been so perfect up to this point. So No concern on my end, and I'm excited for Tuesday. It's a shame we have a day off, but I think it's well deserved after a 9-game road trip, right, Tony?
Yeah, I would say so, dude.
So that's what I got on my end. The Mets, the sweep to Ernie's disappointment, no series loss to the Rockies. Soto all of a sudden deserves a statue after going deep the last 2
Nobody
days.
said that though.
That's what
Like you said.
that's what Prefer
said.
said.
No, Prefer didn't say that, dude.
Yeah. Because he's the worst.
No, I don't think
like
so.
Kev Dude would say. He's the worst fan.
No, yeah, dude. Great weekend here for the Mets. Obviously sweeping the Rockies. Even though, yeah, I think Ernie did call it on Friday. It was like, yeah, take the Rockies, the money. It was plus 235 or something I think you guys are talking about.
Right.
Big mistake if you took the Rockies on Friday or any day, obviously, this weekend. Starting on Friday, the 4-2 win, dude. David Peterson, the start. Come on.
The cat. We did talk about the cat, Tony. I mean, give me a break there.
You feel better now that you're away from the cat?
Better, but I mean, clearly there's still some congestion. Cats are so, there's just no point to cats, honestly. It's ridiculous.
Have you ever not entered someone's home because of cats?
No, I always will do it, and I'm an idiot. But yeah, I used to. And it's like, I get so annoyed, too, whenever Brandon comes over our house, because,
he has cats?
Yeah, he has one cat, but it's like, dude, it just leeches on his clothes, and I'm just so sensitive where, maybe he won't come over for a month, and the couch where he sat, still bothers me every time I sit down. It's it's the worst, absolute worst.
That's pretty extreme, dude.
Yeah.
You know what else was extreme? The Mets sweeping the Rockies.
I mean, was that extreme or was that expected in your eyes?
Honestly, I mean,
extreme.
Even in a situation like this where you're playing the Rockies, I always kind of fall back on the just take 2 out of 3 sort of deal because I never really want to expect the series sweep because I know how tough it is to get a series sweep.
Right. White Sox, case in point.
White Sox, case in point. How about the Yankees even against the Rockies? I mean,
there's no need to go. They were talking about the Mets.
Same team.
Why are you doing that, bro? Why are you doing that, bro?
So I think it was great to see, and it was tough for me because I obviously had a very busy weekend, so it was tough for me to catch a lot of these games. But Friday night, fortunately, I was working. I was shooting a band at Main Street Tavern in Stratford, bar, TVs, Mets game. So I was able to really dial into this one, which was great. And seeing Lindor, lead off the game here with a home run to start off this game, which was great because that's something we've been talking about recently. And he actually bookended this game with 2 home runs from each side of the plate, Brian.
There you go.
But obviously a big part here was David Peterson, 5 2/3, silencing for the most part the Rockies, getting into a little bit of trouble in the 6th inning. By giving up an RBI double. And honestly, I think he was kind of pulled from there a little bit too early because I'm pretty sure he got an out afterwards. And then Mendoza pulls him. But I think it was a righty versus lefty situation. I think maybe it was what Mendoza was kind of thinking. But in any case, he still had a pretty solid night, 2.69 ERA. Peterson obviously killing it here for a rotation. Soto had a nice RBI double in the 3rd as well earlier on that put the Mets up front. Marte homered the inning afterwards. So, even though it was somewhat at that point 3-0, 4th inning, I guess you could maybe still say the Rockies are in it, but the Mets were pretty dominant. And for me, I felt pretty confident the entire game that they were going to win this one. Obviously, towards the end, though, it gets a little shaky with Peterson giving up that RBI double, and then Brazoban comes in, gives up a homer. So that made it 3-2, and then go
the Cats, dude. I mean,
going into the 8th, like I said, Lindor's 2nd homer of the night. Obviously, he gets star of the game. And it was good to see Diaz come in the 9th. It was 3 up, 3 down, 3 Ks.
No sweating.
No sweating at all, dude, which was great. Him and Alvarez seemed pretty freaking pumped after the win. And he was just he was dialed. I mean, Diaz looked really dialed. So you have to see that, getting his 12th save of the season. It's kicking off this series exactly how you want to. Saturday, somewhat anticipated offensive explosion. The Mets putting up an 8 spot here on the Rockies. Senga on the mound against Senzatella. And pretty much a theme, I guess, of the weekend here for the Mets was just them getting the starters pretty earlier on. First inning, which actually I guess we'll start with Senga because he was a solo shot to Tovar. And honestly, at that point, I kind of was getting a little worried because I feel like, yes, we've seen that from Senga a couple times where he does maybe end up settling down or figuring it out. But I don't know. I just feel like he was almost due for a time to get tattooed. And I kind of thought this was going to be it. But after that inning, he does exactly what we've seen from him, settles down, the forkball, the fastball was locating very well. 6 1/3, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks. I think the 2 walks is pretty important for him. just maintaining some control, dude. And I think, again, kind of seeing from his last start, whereas he was starting pitchers off with fork balls outside the zone that they can just kind of be patient and not even swing at. He's starting off with off-speed pitches, fork balls inside the zone, forcing these batters to take a swing at it. They're missing, obviously. So I think that was good to see him, do that after his prior start. And then I mentioned, the Mets kind of answering back, bottom of the first. Beatty, bases clearing triple, first of the year for him. Obviously, someone who's been heating up. You want to compare to, who was maybe necessarily playing third base or even getting looks at second base. I mean, I think right now Beatty has proven himself to be the guy to get to start. I mean, that was obviously a great hit by him. Timely, makes it 3-1, and I think a big reason why Senga was able to calm down. Taylor attacked on a solo or RBI single to score Beatty, to make it 4-1. So you're down 2-1, you're down 1-0 the top half of the inning, and then all of a sudden you're up 4-1. I mentioned the rest of the work that Senga was able to do. And then Soto capping off that inning with a hit of his own, with a homer of his own. Soto shot to make it 7-1 after Nimmo's. It was just great to see all this offense. Obviously Soto, big deal for him to see a homer out of him. I think leading into this series, I think it was either before Friday's game or right after, he was being interviewed and he spoke about some words about being on this team and having a good group of guys around him and looking forward to doing better with this team, which I think was important for him to say.
You don't think it was facetious?
No, I don't think he was facetious, dude. I think
they made him say it?
Nobody had a gun. Yeah. Mendoza had a gun to his back behind him, dude.
Prefer made him say it, right? Because it's the Mets, right? Prefer.
But I think that was a statement that did had to be said. I think, especially to the media. Not to say that really changes much in terms of, obviously you still want him to be better. You still want him to do better than what he's doing now. It's not enough.
You can't go 0-for-9 in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you can't be doing that, dude. So I think from the state of that, I think silences at least some of the doubters or haters, whatever you want to say it. And obviously backing it up Saturday with a homer was great. That was his 9th homer of the season. And then McNeil had a late one to tack it on, make it 8-2. I mentioned the bullpen. Obviously saying a great job. You're up 8-2. Go to the bullpen. Buteau, Davinsky were used. One hit given up between those two bullpen pieces, which again was great. I think Buteau, you asked him to get 5 outs. Yeah, he had anything in 2/3 here. And for someone like Buteau, who's been kind of proving himself as a longer relief guy, he can get you 5-6 outs if you need. His ERA is down to a 3.6 after a couple of shoddy appearances. And then Sunday, we'll go to the Clay home spot here. And it was another great game. I mean, it was a 5-3 win here. Again, Holmes on the mound against Palmquist. Who the hell is that, you ask? Well, the guy goes 4 2/3 with 4 earned runs and 2 homers given up, one of which was a bottom of the 4th homer, a 3-run blast by Alonso. That put the Mets up 3-1. And again, it just seemed that there were some of those big hits this weekend against Colorado earlier on where you were down a run, and then all of a sudden you find yourselves up 2 runs. So it was good to see, Alonso's 12th homer of the season. Clay Holmes was, bless you.
Thanks, dude.
Obviously Holmes was dialed here, 7 innings, 3 earned runs, only 3 Ks, but we know the sinkers, the off speeds, the ground outs.
I'm just saying, dude. It's Colorado. Relax. He's gonna get hammered next time out. No, I'm just kidding. He's honestly pitched pretty well. Just be interesting to see if he can go the distance.
Yeah, dude, a 3.07 ERA. He's been pitching really well, I think, this season for the Mets. A breath of fresh air, no doubt, out of the rotation for sure. Speaking of pitching, Reed Garrett, another inning under his belt, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit. His ERA is down to a 0.7, dude. Obviously, Mets bullpen has been really, really fucking good, dude. And Diaz backed up in the 9th here. Same deal. Gave up a hit lead off, but then 3 Ks following, getting his 13th save. We mentioned before, too, Soto, 2 homers. He had it in the bottom of the 8th, his 10th homer. Back-to-back days, back-to-back home runs for the second time, I think, this season. First time this season, you had Alonso, Lindor, and Soto all homering in the same game, which, again, I think is pretty crazy.
Undefeated when that happens.
Yeah, well, it's only happened once, so.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's something Prefer would say.
You're tight, Brian.
Yeah, because it's like, dude, like change your name, like make these facetious comments. It's like you're just wasting.
Is he
time.
still in there making comments? Is that what's going? Is he still? Oh wow!
I think he said one other thing, but it's just like, listen, I'm not even gonna respond to it. Just like Kev at this point. Yeah, no, I was just like, what the fuck? Is someone doing landscaping outside?
You would think it's the VHS player. It's rewinding the tape right now, dude.
Geez.
Watch out!
I think the VHS tape is being a little facetious.
In any case, dude, say what you will.
No, but actually, I know I'm interrupting you, but
like,
I actually said that a couple of times to Sam. She's like, "Why do you keep saying that?" I was like, "Oh, Tony's been saying it on the short short side. I don't know. It's just one of those things."
Why do you keep saying that? In any case, you're stoked for the sweeps for two reasons, okay? Obviously, the Soto thing is huge. Sweeping the Rockies needs to be done. You're in the middle of a 10 games in 10 days. And so to come in here and two of this series are against the fucking Dodgers. So it's like kind of crazy. First of all, we talk about the fucking Mets schedule, by the way, okay? Because they're home, Dodgers, Rockies, on the road, Dodgers, Rockies. So it's just like, I don't know. Kind of annoying, in my opinion, to go like East
Nobody
Coast,
has it
West
tougher
Coast,
than the Mets, honestly.
Dude, I mean, not for nothing. There's no days off. Like, yeah, it is fucking annoying.
No days off. Come on.
No days
water.
off, dude.
No
water, dude. The water jug's empty, dude. But in any case, you're stoked especially for the sweep here. The back-to-back days, home runs. Love that, dude. You regain specifically, which is the biggest part of this, is you regain outright lead, NL East.
Yeah.
You're stoked about that. And in my opinion, I mean, yes, the Phillies are still good, but the fact that you're in this position right now, and the fact that I said this is the first game this season, you had your top three players having a home run in the same game. Like this lineup seems like it hasn't even reached its full potential. Hopefully, yes, you're maybe with bated breath waiting here.
Mm-hmm.
But you're hoping that this can spark something for Soto, and he does do well against the Dodgers here. Very interesting move here. Paul Blackburn getting the start here tonight, dude. First time this season.
You hate it, obviously.
I mean,
it's like Dave with Lindor last year.
No,
I'm saying just like, why are you having to make it a season debut against the Dodgers?
I know. No, it is. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. I mean, again, this weekend interviewed before the Rockies series. He's very emotional, hyped to be back pitching.
Emotional.
I don't know if you know his story, dude, but in the offseason, he had a leak in his spine.
Okay.
He was supposed to get like a screw in his spine. They initially said you'll never be able to pitch again, but I guess they did like some grinding down of the bones. He started pitching, had some knee discomfort, some shoulder discomfort, had a couple good starts from AAA, but obviously because of the knee problem too, I think his rehab was just significantly, pushed back sort of deal. And he's sitting there. I'm just happy to be pitching in the majors still. So I don't know. I mean, it is going to be, it's a big deal for him personally to be having this start. But it is tough, dude, against the Dodgers, you know? And I guess, I don't know. I mean, Stearns and Mendoza, I guess, they both have been dealing with, obviously the injuries to the rotation, to the bullpen, and they've been kind of, obviously they had that, mentality of having a 6-man rotation, couldn't because of the injuries. So it's like, I don't know, I guess, they want to they've been going in and out of that 6-man rotation, bring a guy into the rotation, have him even just, be an opener or whatever, just to get Senga more days off. But I don't know. I guess maybe he's going back to his 6-man because he wants to try and like push Senga more. Not for nothing. I don't think we've seen many times him reaching 100 pitches, and this weekend was not one of them. So I feel like you can, maybe they think they can push him more, 110 maybe push him 7 innings, 8 innings, see what he can do, sort of deal. So they want to go back to a 6-man rotation, give him some more time off. It is interesting that they're doing it now.
No,
so,
but I was going to say, do you almost not like it because he's been pitching well? So, like, now you're changing. I know he's always pitched well, extra rest Japan, but it's like, well, now he's getting used to 5 days. Isn't that what you want him to do?
I agree.
Yeah.
But I would think that if it was also somewhat his decision to be like, yeah, give me next day rest. I want to go deeper in
if
games.
He wants it. Yeah.
And I'm like, sure, dude, and then you can give some days the bullpen rest. But hey, if Blackburn comes out there and gets 2 innings, 5 earned runs, then what? Then you need to like stretch out your bullpen. So, it should be interesting to see what happens. And I guess, it's tough. I guess maybe you also don't want his first start to be in Colorado too, maybe, I guess. Because we know how the ball can fly out of there. So, we'll see what happens. Blackburn has had good outings, good starts for the Mets, I guess. But, you're definitely going to be leaning on some offense here, I think. Yeah. And your bullpen for that matter. Because, at the very least, or at the most, I should say, you're expecting 5 innings, right?
I mean, it would be shocking if he went 6.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens. I mean, so far, Stearns and Mendoza have been making great decisions this year. So, like I said, 37th win, on the season. Divisional lead. It's June. I mean, when's the last time I said that with the Mets,
Yeah. No, that's true.
You gotta be
that's
happy.
true. So, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think the Phillies, what was it? They let up 17 to the Brewers.
Oh, yeah. On
they lose
Saturday?
2 out of 3, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
right?
they did. Yeah. But they got swept?
Oh, they did get swept. Wow.
They got swept, dude.
Wow.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. No, not good. That's for sure. Speaking of not good, were the picks not good over the weekend, or we don't know?
Oh my God, I don't know, dude.
Let's see what we got.
All right, so we got. Sorry, let's move back to Friday. I totally forgot honestly. The picks, dude. So I had Mets and the under, which was 4-2, I think. Right, the score was 4-2. Yeah, so there we go. It's 2-0 for me right there. I had Phillies in the under. Obviously, Phillies didn't hit, but do you think the over under was 8.5?
I mean, you never know what these
It
totals.
was 9.5, dude. So take the 1-1. And then I had Mariners in the over. All right. Friday, Tony. How'd the Mariners do? They lost 12-6, though. So I'll take the 1-1 there. So it's 4-2 for me. You had the Yankees in the under, which is 0-2.
Yeah.
And then you had the Padres and the over,
which is
1-1. Oh, yeah. And then you had Toronto with the under. Toronto in the over, which will make it 1-1 also. So it's 2-4 on the day, while I was 4-2. So let's see here. So that would give me now, I am 26 and 18. And sorry, you are 23. When was that? 31.
23 and 31.
Yeah,
that got away quick.
I know it was a 1 game. Well, it's only 4 game difference now.
Yeah, but geez, I mean, I don't know. I'm saying, like, I feel like had a pretty good percentage last time, and it's like 23 and 31. I mean, like, what am I? I don't know. The Rockies? That's what it feels like.
Oh, by the way, Danny told me Rockies, same amount of wins since May 2nd as Scotty Scheffler.
3 apiece.
That's fucking terrible, dude.
Yeah, but that's the Rockies. And I didn't realize there's like these anti-tanking things with the draft in MLB, so they can only pick 10th would be the best position they can get. I think the whole baseball anti-tanking rules is the dumbest thing ever, because it's like not just about having a high draft pick in baseball. You have to develop them. You don't get them right away. There's no reason to have those separate rules. That's the dumbest thing ever, honestly.
That is really dumb.
And I think, honestly, the whole like signing players and having like losing your first round pick because of it also is ridiculous.
Wait, so I get what? So like at some point, like losing more games actually hurts their draft probability.
Well, it's just because of last year. So you can't have back-to-back like top 10 picks, I guess, if you're a small market team. Like it's really one of those terrible things that Manfred has done. I'll tell you that much. But what are you gonna do, right?
I mean, you can't do much. Manfred, dude.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Buy a team.
Exactly. So light schedule today, but yet enough games to do an MLB 6-pack pick segment here. And of course, brought to you by the Hirsch Law Firm. Are you batting leadoff?
I don't think so.
It's me.
I think it is you.
All right. So kind of interesting, just not having the Yankees to go to, but we have the Tigers to go to. Best record in the American League here and playing the lowly White Sox. And I would expect nothing but a sweep here. And you have a pitching matchup of Jack Flaherty, who has pitched pretty well for the Tigers, a 3.94 ERA, 3-6, so tough luck loser there, against Jonathan Cannon, 2-6, 4.15. You look at these two teams. Chicago's lost 3 in a row. Tigers have won 4 out of 5 and took 2 out of 3 from Kansas City over the weekend, and that was a fascinating game between Michael Wacha and Tariq Skubal, a 1-0 loss for the Tigers there. But anyway, I don't think this is close. The Tigers against a team like Chicago, road game or not, I think Flaherty gives them 7 scoreless. I think they shut them out. honestly. I think it's 6-0. Give me a Gleyber Torres home run. So we'll say Tigers in the under.
Tigers and the under, dude. Next game, I mean, I guess by my better judgment, I guess I'll go with the Mets here. 4-game set against the Dodgers here in LA. No days off. Tough job here. Doesn't matter. Paul Blackburn, I gave you the storyline. I say a miracle happens. Okay, dude. 5 innings for him. 1 earned run. Brian, scoff all you want. Okay. Dustin May has not been good this year here for the Dodgers. 3-4, 4.20 ERA. Obviously, the velocity there. Location, not so much. We know about the injuries he suffered. It's unfortunate, yes. But right now, the Mets will reap the benefits. And why not, dude? Soto, not a home run or anything. I'll say 2 for 4 night.
No, give him 2 home runs.
Maybe a bases clearing double in the 5th inning to put the Mets up 4-3. And then at that point, 4-2. And then over under is what? 9.5? Shit, dude. Give me the Mets in the over. I think bullpens both get knocked around. 9th inning, though, we'll probably use Stanek, and he strikes out the side. Game over. Dodgers 5, Mets 7. Bang. Mets in the over.
By the way, comments are getting a little crazy.
I know, I was kind of distracted, peeping at those, dude.
I don't know. I just don't get why people get like all riled up to talk shit in like a chat box. I don't know. That's just me.
Chat box.
Anyway, I am gonna go for number two. I will do I'm gonna say the Angels here. Tyler Anderson has pitched well for them this year. Kind of a maybe not as much of like the 3-quarter delivery and the arm angles, but kind of a version of Yarbrough in a way, soft tosser. He's going up against our buddy Dick Fitz for the Red Sox, 0-2, 2.70. Red Sox coming here 29-32. Angels had that hot streak, obviously swept the Dodgers. Have fallen on tough times here, 26-32. But I think this is where they get back to their winning ways. Right now they've lost 4 out of 5, while the Red Sox have won 2 out of their last 5 and 2 out of their last 3 against the Braves over the weekend. So I think Anderson, 6 innings, 2-run ball. Mike Trout back. I'm going to say he puts 2 over the monster. And I think the Angels win this game. Let's say 5-3. So give me the Angels and the under.
Angels and the under. I'll write that down. Under. All right. Boy, these picks are pretty hard, dude. I mean, I guess we're gonna go to Oracle Park. I guess Giants. Starting off a series here against the Padres. Padres so far beat the Giants 2 times this season. The only 2 times they've faced. I don't know. The Padres right now don't feel like they're playing very well. I do like Logan Webb and how he's been pitching, but it's like, do you trust the Giants offense right now? Oh, gosh, dude. And what do I really know about the Giants bullpen? I don't know, but I'm going to bet on Webb.
The sounds today. Like the sounds of the game, dude, right?
The sights and sounds, Brian. So give me Logan Webb, 7 innings, 2 earned runs. I guess maybe Wilmer Flores. It's a 2-run homer. Giants win 4-2. Give me Giants in the under, Brian.
All right. 3rd game, final game. I'll go with the Twins here. The A's have fallen on hard times now, 23-37. We're actually competitive. At least in April anyway,
Crazy.
But May was not kind to them, and they are on a 6-game losing streak. I think they make it 7, and I know the Twins lost 2 out of 3 to Seattle over the weekend. But I like Joe Ryan here. He's been great. Whip under 1 at .83, 5-2, 257, 72 Ks, 63 innings. Going against Severino, 1-4, 389. I'd love to see the home splits. You would imagine he's given up some dingers there at Sutter Health Park. So I'm going to say he gets lit up here, maybe chase for 5 runs, over 3 1/3 innings. And I think at the end of the day, Twins win this one, let's say 8-3. So we'll go Twins in the over.
Twins in the over, dude. Tough pickings, dude. Oh, I guess I'll go with Miami. I guess, dude. We're going to fade the Rockies here in Miami.
They're due.
They are due. I think they're due for their 9th
Max
loss
Meyer,
in a row,
pretty good
dude.
pitcher.
Max Meyer, okay here for the Marlins. 4.53 ERA, 3-4 on the season. I say he gets his 4th win tonight here. Xavier Edwards made a couple hits, a couple stolen bags. Kyle Stowers, home run, bring him home. All right. Over under 8.5 here. I feel like it'll hit the over. Why not? First time these teams are facing each other. Rockies, obviously, on the East Coast trip here. They suck. Miami wins this one. I'll say 8-3, dude.
There you
Miami
go.
in the over, dude.
All right. Just like that. 6-pack MLB pick segment. Like I said, Yankees with the off day here, and we'll see what the Mets can do in Los Angeles. But our favorite time. Grid time. Let's get the grid up. Ernie in the comments. Hopefully not a little too hot to be the Swami. We'll have to see. But
Oh, boy, dude.
probably more Kev Dew, whose top is about to erupt. I think.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, it seems like it from what I've seen.
Oh, boy. All right. Let me, excuse me, share the tab here. All right. Dodgers, Boston.
30 steals. So what about Jorge Polanco for Seattle Twins? Do you think that's a good one? Or Brendan Ryan? Did Brendan Ryan play on both teams?
I don't know about Ryan, but I think Polanco would be a lot.
You think it'll be high?
I think it would be high. That's the first thing I thought of, so I just assumed that would be like a high percentage.
This is tough. Okay. Or Boston, LA.
I know Kevin Pillar played for both.
Yeah, do Kevin Pillar. No one's probably thinking of that.
I would think not, dude. I always remember when he got fucking clonked in the face, dude. Broke his nose, the bleeding over home plate, dude.
What do we got?
0.2%,
There we go.
dude.
Very good job.
Way to start off
Very
there.
good
Let's
job.
go. Very good, very good, very good.
All right. Let's see here. So Cincinnati and the Twins.
Harrison Bader?
Oh yeah, because is he on the Twins now?
Yeah.
Okay. He was on after he left the Yankees. Yeah.
Harrison Bader. 3%.
3%.
What a fucking
there we go.
schmuck.
Just thinking about other pitchers, as well as let's see, Boston and Cincinnati. Do Willie Mo Pena for top middle. That's always a favorite of mine.
Top middle. Willie Mo.
It's Willy.
Willy. There we go. Willie, dude.
What is
4%.
it? Okay. All right.
Pretty solid. Pretty solid.
All right. Boston and Seattle. Beltre is probably popular, I would think.
I would think so. The Kimbrel was never on Seattle.
No. Just thinking about other players, outfielders. Think about it for a second. Geez, Beltre is the only one that really comes to mind. But
Jason Bay, Boston, Seattle. Josh B, Jason Bay.
I forgot Bay was on Seattle. All these teams for Bay, I swear.
I feel like we did Bay on Seattle before, to be honest. 2%.
There we go. Nice,
Jason
Josh
Bay.
B. Nice, Josh. Not taking part in the chatter,
No.
Josh B.
Focusing on the immaculate
Doesn't argue
grids.
with Mets fans. That's what it is.
Ernie did say Nelson Cruz was a Sox, right?
No, but Nelson Cruz, Seattle, and Twins.
All right, there we go, dude. The assist from the Swami.
Indirectly.
30.
That's why it was indirectly 36%.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. All right.
Dodgers, Twins. Was Kike ever on Minnesota?
No. Dodgers, Twins. Just trying to think about other guys. I can't believe Cruz was that high. That's bullshit. I feel like the Dodgers have signed so many guys over the years, but I just can't. Not Tori. We got to get some steals too, by the way.
I know. God, dude.
I mean, obviously Ichiro has done it, but there's got to be some other speedster. Maybe Julio did it, but probably the same type of situation there.
Oh, Rodriguez? I'm pretty sure he did his first.
But I'm trying to think. There's got to be somebody who like played with Ichiro. I mean, obviously Ken Griffey Jr. I'm sure did it once, but there's got to be somebody else. Mike Cameron. Do you think Mike Cameron's still 30?
I wouldn't think so. But then again, I mean,
the Dodgers too with their. I mean, we know Ohtani and Mookie. Who like Kemp wasn't stealing bases, right?
Anthony?
No, Matt Kemp.
Oh, Matt Kemp. I don't know, dude.
I still am tight about that 36%, to be honest.
This bitch sucks, dude.
Like, I don't know if it'll be too high, but I know like Tomey played on the Dodgers.
Oh yeah, the Twins. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you think just go with that?
I mean, at this point, dude,
what are we doing?
Jim Tomey, 12%.
All right. I mean, could have been worse, right?
Yeah, dude.
So we're left with steals. All we got is steals, right?
Yeah.
The Reds. Did Larkin steal 30?
Sure, right? I don't
Obviously,
know for sure.
We know Cruz did. I was trying to think about other outfielders on that team. The steals are difficult. Like, this is almost like a Swami call-in situation.
Yeah, if he wasn't busy with the comments, his comments are getting crazy. Jim Tomey and Josh B said that, by the way.
I feel like though he would answer if we needed them. Honestly.
Yeah, probably. But the stolen bags, dude. I mean, again, we can just go with the obvious ones just to get it in.
Cruz is going to be like 90.
I mean, I can't.
I don't know if Larkin was a base stealer. I'm not even sure, honestly.
I saw Pete Rose steal a few bags,
but I don't know if he stole. I have no idea. You know?
I wouldn't think he stole 30 in a year.
I'm trying to think about the Dodgers, like back in the day. Like, who was on the Dodgers position wise, like in the 80s, like against the Yankees? Like, I can't think of one guy. I just know Fernando Valenzuela or whatever. Who the hell? But it's like, right? I don't know. Sean Green didn't steal bases, right?
No. Ozzie Smith? Question mark. Josh B.
Ozzie Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, is it we're just trying to avoid the Swami?
I mean, I'll give a call. I feel bad sometimes calling him.
No, I know.
But that's just me.
But he loves it, though.
He does love
it. At the same time.
I don't think Puig stole 30 with the Dodgers.
No.
He was on the Reds, too, right?
Chris Taylor. No. Andrew Jones didn't steal any bases for them.
A-Rod for Seattle, Josh B says.
A-Rod for Seattle.
That may be
probably. At this point, and if we miss, whatever, we'll just do it over the weekend grid. That'll be more fun.
I'd be surprised if he didn't.
What was it?
14.
All right.
Still alive.
Do we go
just
Ozzie Smith for the Reds?
For the Reds?
Yeah.
And just try it? I mean, it's the only other one I can think of, right?
Because Cruz will be like 90.
Ozzie Smith.
No.
Nope.
Wow.
Didn't do
All right.
it.
Weekend grid. We wanted it anyway.
Ernie's calling in right now.
Too late.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
I just fucking sent him the voicemail by accident. Oh, no. Now I'm calling Mike. What the fuck, dude?
Wow. Things just...
Well, because when you go to, like, end the call, but then it doesn't end, and then it ends, and then your thumb is already going down.
Apologizing, too, by the way.
Oh, it's okay, dude.
Totally fine, Josh B.
All right, hold on. Stand by. The Swami. He's going to be really disappointed in us.
The one from yesterday we'll be able to get.
Ernie, you're live up on the Sportsport, buddy.
Yeah, we blew it. Josh is taking responsibility. Obviously, it's not his fault. But go to yesterday's grid. I don't know. Did you do yesterday's grid, Ernie, or no?
Oh.
No, I didn't do yesterday's grid. Did y'all mess up with the Reds?
Yeah, Smith, dude.
I was calling in to tell you Joe Morgan, but whatever.
Joe Morgan, dude.
That's so annoying.
Dude, how's it going in the comments section, dude?
Nah, you know what it is, dude? Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm all for talking shit and, like, going back and forth with each other. But, like, if there's one thing I don't tolerate is, like, if you see somebody that ain't bothering nobody, that like clearly isn't on the same like mental space as you, like let him rock. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I really don't tolerate that. Like that just shows your character, shows the type of person you are, and I really don't enjoy that. So
Yeah.
for me, that's what set me off. Like leave Buckner the fuck alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can say what we want to Buckner because we're cool with Buckner, but like you don't know Buckner.
Yeah.
Yeah, very well said, dude. Very,
absolutely.
very well
Ernie.
said.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I guess while we have you here,
Yeah,
I
mean,
guess.
what White Sox, Brewers, Orioles, 6-WAR for the White Sox?
Yeah, 6-4 for the White Sox would be kind of tough.
Or you think Jose Abreu?
White Sox?
Oh, but that'll be
Wait,
high.
what was the White Sox?
6-WAR.
Oh shit! Who have they had?
Yeah, right.
Oh shit, he says.
Oh, I know the middle one is Armando Benitez. Middle.
Middle. You want to do Benitez?
Yeah.
All right.
I think everybody forgets about his Oriole tenure, honestly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, and then my favorite too for the Mets catcher, Josh Tolley. No one's gonna get that one.
Josh Tolley, very nice. And I know we can.
I'm trying to think about WAR leaders. Like,
yeah. The Orioles, I guess Brady Anderson must have, with the 50 home runs, had to have a 6-WAR, right?
Nice, Josh Tolley. Who? Brady Anderson.
Brady Anderson, right? Ernie, he has to have
before
50 home run season.
For who?
Brady Anderson.
6-WAR. Definitely 50
for what team?
home runs. For the Orioles for 50 home.
Yes. I was about to say, making sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I know we can probably
7%.
go Alomar for White Sox, Mets, Roberto.
White Sox,
Or
Mets.
you could go Minnie Minoso.
Go Minnie Minoso, just because I don't even know who that is.
Minnie or Manny? Oh, it is Minnie.
Minnie.
No. Back channels?
No, it's not listening to the fucking Mets fan.
Time out. No way.
Yeah. Wait, did you do it in the right box?
He had a 6-WAR season.
You didn't do it in the right box? No, so back channels, then it's fine. It's allowed.
You weren't in the right box, were
He
you?
wasn't in the right box.
I was talking about Mets, White Sox, Roberto Alomar.
Jesus Christ, Tony, do better.
Jesus Christ, you do better. All right, hold on. Let me go immaculate grid. I gotta change the fucking tab here. Hold on, stand by.
Not good.
Not good, dudes.
Not good. Terrible. Terrible.
Sometimes it's a Monday. Things get a little out of whack.
Nah, you know what it is that they're riding high from sweeping the worst team in the league. So it's just,
yeah, exactly.
You lost the game to them. You lost the game.
It happens.
Oh, all right, hold on. Let me fill. I gotta fill these shits in here.
Who else do you need for a 6+ WAR so I can start?
Who's the guy you said from the White Sox? 6+ WAR.
Minnie Minoso.
Minnie
Minoso.
All right. I gotta fill in Brady Anderson, right? You said.
And what were the other teams? You said Milwaukee.
Mike Thief was calling me
Because he thought you tried to call him.
Yeah.
6+ WAR for Milwaukee, you said?
No, 6+ WAR for the no, it was for the we did Brady Anderson. So just catcher who had a 6+ WAR.
A catcher who had any catcher?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could go.
Yeah, do Mauer because he won the batting title.
Yeah.
Armando Benitez. Sorry, you want to do who for play catcher 6 WAR?
Joe Mauer, yeah.
Joe Mauer, dude.
I'm trying to think about
I'm putting Roberto.
I was gonna say Posey. Dude. I was thinking about Posey.
Mauer was 7. Yeah, Posey definitely was it as well. Who played catcher for the Brewers besides William Contreras?
I was about to say William Contreras.
I was gonna say Gary Sanchez.
Oh, do Gary Sanchez. Do Gary Sanchez.
But did he have a 6?
No, this is just for played one game.
Gary Sanchez probably for his whole career.
I think Ernie's been maybe hitting the sheesh.
Well, that's just a normal day.
Yeah, that's off the wake up, guy. All right.
Come on.
All right, let's see here.
I think you should go Jonathan Lucroy, but whatever.
Sanchez was good though, right?
Yeah, 3%.
But who's Brewers, Orioles, and Brewers White Sox?
Brewers, Orioles. Fuck, what was the other one?
Brewers, White Sox. The Brewers are kind of tough.
Yeah, dude, the Brewers are kind of
Because like I want to
The
say
White Sox are
Keon
tough.
Bruxton. I want to say Keon Bruxton, but like I don't.
For White Sox Brewers.
No, Orioles Brewers.
All right, Keon.
Yeah, I mean you go Nelson Cruz too, but that's probably gonna be high as hell.
At this point, we had a good like lowish score going here.
Go Bucks or whoever that is. Is that Buxton's father? Or like who's that? No. How do you spell the
Keon.
first name?
Keon. Hold on. Keon is Keon. Broxton.
I still
Broxton.
never heard of this guy.
All right, 0.4%.
0.4. All right, so Brewers, White Sox. Not Bob Wickman.
You took the name out of my mouth, bro. Like
You were thinking of Bob Wickman?
I was thinking of Carlos Lee, but I don't know if you want to. That might be a little too high, yeah. Because like you could also go like Jose Quintana. You can throw in.
I think Quintana's fine, dude, because he hasn't even been on the Brewers.
You could throw in Xavier Cedeno, Eduardo Escobar. I think
Xavier
also did
Cedeno.
it.
I feel like no one has, right? I don't even know who Xavier Cedeno is.
If you want
28?
28, dude.
There we go.
0.2%.
That's why they call him the Swami.
Let's fucking go,
There we
boys.
go. There we go.
He's right, dude.
You know, after a tough start on the grid, we're back. Better than
We are
ever.
back, dude. Thank
Yes.
God for that, dude. That was
We are
Let's
here.
go.
That was
Ernie
tough.
with the assist. We appreciate it, brother.
Needed it.
No doubt. You guys have a great rest of your day. I am going to have a phenomenal rest of my day. I'm actually on my way home.
Wow. What do you got in store the rest of the day, Ernie?
I guess since my wife doesn't necessarily watch this show, I can tell you guys. So when me and my wife got married, we really didn't have a lot of money. So the wedding ring that I got her wasn't necessarily the one she wanted, but it was something that we both agreed that was like okay for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But with the big jackpot, I went and did some research, and that ring that she wanted is about like half off now.
Wow.
So I am going to get out of work early. I'm going to go to the place. I'm going to go buy the ring, and I'm going to get her dream ring now that I got all the money to be able to do that.
Let's go. That's awesome, bro.
That's pretty nice, dude.
Yeah, no, she's going to be pumped.
Before I buy myself anything,
Before you get those Yankee Red Sox tickets, right? Got to make sure the ring's
Yeah, of
secure.
course. Because then I could get her the ring. See, here's the thought process, right? You get her the ring, and then on Saturday morning, I'm like, yo, babe, I want to go to the Yankee game. We don't got shit to do. So,
Enjoy.
And now she's in a big, she's all excited. So it works.
Yeah. No, there you go. That's why they call him a good salesman, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All day long, baby. You gotta prep them.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Well, yeah, definitely enjoy the day, Ernie. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees.
Congrats, dude.
You think Kev Du's ears pointed up when he said "Let's go Yankees"?
Oh yeah, dude.
Of course.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we could take a quick trip, Tony, to the world of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls got LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
Also, I just happened to see on here Barkley, Madden covers. So everybody who was going to take him for fantasy might want to relax. But I think also too, anytime a running back big season like that, next year, not a good idea. I think for fantasy.
Yeah.
Because all the mileage, all those carries. I mean, most likely, especially the way Barkley's been. I know their line is good and stuff, but I mean, would we really be surprised if he ends up getting hurt next year? Madden curse or not?
Would I be surprised? I guess not.
Yeah.
I mean, the ankle has been something that's been, lingering. So
yeah, and his style of running so physical. By the way, I think we talked about this on Friday, but really bad job of the NHL.
On the break,
we're waiting on the finals.
Yeah. Wednesday,
and it's Thursday for the NBA, right?
Oh, is it? I don't know. Oh, wait, yes, it is Thursday.
So it's like they could have had 2 games, no NBA, nothing else to watch besides your local baseball team. I mean, I feel like they're blowing it.
Do you think maybe they wanted like I don't know. They wanted that break and then to have them back on the every other day schedule.
Well, it's just because they pre-plan it, and if these series could still be going on if they weren't.
Oh yeah, I guess so. But wouldn't they still just like? Why don't they move the games then?
Just because the agreements with the television partners, nonsense.
The money, dude.
The money.
But
yeah, as we all know by now, the Knicks season over, falling on Saturday night to the Pacers, 125 to 108. It was a close game at the half, 58-54. But obviously, outscored in the second half there by 13. Not good enough. So obviously it's just kind of tough whenever a season ends. I mean, really hard to take any type of loss and just being eliminated from the playoffs in a positive note. Obviously it was another step forward for the Knicks. I just think there's, a lot of questions about, if they're going to try to trade Towns, even though they were going over his contract on DNR this morning. I mean, I think it's like, he's got like 54, 58, and 61 in terms of his cap hit the next 3 years. If that would work in a Giannis package or not. But what do you think, Tony, just about, and some people saying, oh, maybe Thibs should go, which I think is crazy. But what do you think about the Knicks here? I mean, a disappointing end, but I think a strong season, and I think it's just about tweaking. No, I mean, at this point,
yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not obviously like the best expert here, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, people were talking about even on the radio today about Tibbs possibly going, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like an outrageous thought to me, I guess. I mean, at the end of the day, the way people were breaking it down were like these issues that, the Pacers took advantage of with the Knicks were problems that they had all season. And that because they were winning games, because they're kind of getting by on Brunson and on Cat having big games, like Tibbs just never really adjusted for it. Never really had that to be, I guess, that big of a problem to get the adjustments. But it's something that should have been figured out. Like moving Josh Hart, out of the starting five and understanding that they're not going to have, they just don't have much offense with him. I mean, that was an adjustment people feel like he should have, done already. He should have waited 3 games to do that or however many games, So I don't know. I mean, it does seem like he got out-coached in the series, no?
I think, though, I mean, it comes down to a couple of things. First, I mean, defensively, I mean, you just got to defend the 3-point basket better. But also the depth. I think they need more depth, and obviously he can only play who's on his roster. So that's something that I look at.
Do you think if he had the bench, he would? Because
I mean, if you have like guys that are going to give you real quality minutes, absolutely. But the guys on their bench, obviously, other than moving Hard to the bench, I mean, you didn't really have anybody who's going to give you quality minutes. So I go by that, and then I go by, Dave was mentioning it. I mean, what the alternative would be, and obviously, like he's not available, but he was saying like, oh yeah, if Spoelstra was available, sure, I would hire him. But other than that, who are you really going to bring in that's upgrade? He's like, oh, Carlisle, same thing. Obviously, he's coaching the finals. He's not going to be available. People have mentioned Michael Malone. Is Michael Malone? I know he's won a title. Thibs hasn't. Is he going to make this team that much better? And is he going to be good for the team? I mean, we saw how that locker room kind of fell apart in Denver. So yeah, I don't know. I think that if you get Tibbs a better bench, I think the team can take the next step. And also, I think, if you could get Giannis, and, you pair him with Brunson and Bridges and Hart, I think you would be in a big, good spot. Also, somehow you could get back DiVincenzo, but it's a lot of moving parts. So it's just going to be how this offseason is shaped. And I think, yes, expectations change. And when you did beat Boston and then you're facing Indiana, you felt like, okay, I mean, Indiana's not a cakewalk. But at the same time, it's just like you felt like you had a pretty good opportunity to beat them. But like I said, I think the defense needs to improve at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, you were coming off that high of beating the Celtics, so it kind of felt like you were, I mean, at the very least, making the finals. So it is, kind of disappointing, I would say, nonetheless. I mean, do you think? And a lot of people talked about this too. I mean, do you think it's worth like giving up a couple big pieces to get a Giannis?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think Giannis is a generational player. And it's just the thing is though, you don't have like draft capital you could trade. So it's like, who's going to go with him? I guess it would be Bridges. Even though you'd want to probably have it be OG instead, just because of the big contract that he has, and Bridges more valuable what you trade him. But that's probably what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to give up a couple big players. But I always say, no matter what it takes, I mean, you always do what it takes to bring in the star. So that's why I would say Giannis. I think Giannis is one of a kind, honestly. And then you put him in New York. I mean, I think that's a match made in heaven. And he did allude to that it's his favorite place to play road games. He did say that. So
there we go.
What do we got here? I think Hector, who called in. Great to have him with us again. Hey, it's crazy that was a couple weeks ago. It feels like it was yesterday.
It does feel like it was yesterday. It says, "What's up, guys? It's Hector, the guy that called in a few weeks back. Mets gonna sweep the Dodgers." He says, "Best pitching in baseball. Only team that hasn't allowed double-digit runs against opposing teams." He says, "Do not sleep on my Mets. The only thing that's overrated is the Phillies. Chopped cheese." Better than Philly cheesesteaks, dude. What do you think about that last statement? You ever have a chopped cheese sandwich?
Yeah, but chopped cheese, does that mean like a
It's the same thing, but it's literally just all like chopped up.
No, I definitely used it.
Yeah.
But is that the same thing as like a chopped cheese? No, it's a chopped cheese steak or a chopped cheese burger. I'm saying, which one is it?
Chopped cheeseburger.
I mean, that's what I used to have. I'm saying it. I own it. It was a chopped cheese.
Oh, I don't know what a chopped cheeseburger is. Is it on a burger? Is that what it is?
No, it's just on like a hero.
Oh, yeah. It's basically the same thing, but cheesesteak, maybe a different cut. I don't know what you had.
I think they're both good, honestly. It's about the quality of the meat. I don't care how it's prepared.
I honestly never really liked cheesesteaks in general, to be honest.
Really? It's not plain enough. I don't get how you don't like a cheesesteak, because like you like steak, right?
I love steak.
You like cheese, right? Because that's your pizza, cheese. So where's the issue here? The soggy roll. Let's hear it.
I don't know. I feel like normally for cheesesteaks, the quality of steak is a little bit lower, because they know it's going to be chopped up or whatever, So like I'd rather have like a steak. Like I don't know why you can even compare the two, Brian, to be honest.
But garlic, you never had a garlic bread cheesesteak? Because
on garlic bread, no, never. Look, the best cheesesteak I had was the filet mignon one at Citi Field. That's because it was filet mignon. It was like melting in my mouth.
Yeah.
Like that was good. It's all about the quality of the meat. And at that point, I kind of rather have a steak, I think.
Yeah. I like the sandwich better, because I feel like a steak, it's like I need stuff with it. And the steak's very good, but I'd rather have the steak in a pasta, or, I'd rather have the steak on a sandwich rather than have a steak in especially a baked potato. Don't even get me started on that, Tony.
We know how you feel about baked potatoes. Then Josh B says it's an Italian cold sub chopped up. I've never heard it called a chopped cheese, to be honest.
No.
I've had like Italian, like a chopped Italian sub. Yeah. That is fucking delicious.
No, that is good. That is
good. But you don't like mayonnaise, right? Because they normally mix it all up with mayo.
No. I mean, I could do it, but very light, and I'd rather just not have it, to be honest. I think better than mayonnaise is Italian dressing on a sandwich, or honey mustard.
Oil
honestly.
and vinegar or something.
Oil and vinegar is the best. Or no, balsamic. I'm a big balsamic guy. Guys, would be great right now. Closed on Mondays, though. I think, right?
I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. Which is ridiculous.
But I think Shelton location may be open, out of the way. Not going to get it.
That's not worth it.
For almonds,
I think, is A&S closed on Mondays too?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe I'll get something, but it's just like we'll see. Josh
B, hot take. He says rather keep OG way more over Bridges. He says.
Yeah, I don't know how the contract will work with that. I think we were talking about this, but just that you would have to trade Bridges because he's less money, and then to match the salaries, because who's going to match up with OG's salary on Milwaukee that you would trade alongside Giannis, because the Towns' salary is so high. So be interesting to see how they match that up.
And how about Daniel Green here says Zion will finally join the Knicks. Somewhere Michael Theofil's ears are ringing. Dude.
Yeah, but then the off the court stuff now, I don't know.
I haven't had a beat.
Yeah, just your typical allegations.
Really, James?
Yeah.
Didn't he have some girl pregnant before? Does he have a kid?
I think maybe, I don't know. It looked like he was carrying the kid for a while, right?
It did, dude. Did he lose weight? I haven't working out off seasons.
But maybe if he works with Tibbs and Bronson, that could get him in shape. But it'll be interesting. But I think there'll be a lot of moving pieces, for the Knicks this offseason. That's for sure.
This is a couple of days ago. The accusations.
Yeah.
Seeking 15 or 18.
Tony, I'm so disappointed in you, honestly, because I understand.
What, should I be on top of this?
No, not the monogamy of the NBA. Come on.
Oh yeah, it would.
No, with the
cheesesteak.
cheesesteak.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
if you get
God,
a good
dude.
roll, I like this is up your alley. Especially have your filet on your cheesesteak, but with like a good cheese and the onions, the sautéed onions.
Where do you
and
get a
peppers.
cheesesteak from around here? Where do you go to get a cheesesteak?
It's funny that you say that. I don't think
'Cause-
I ever actually get a cheesesteak now that you mention it. Besides at like a baseball game or something.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know. Like, especially, I don't
I've
know,
had like
dude.
the Philly cheesesteaks. They're definitely good. Like it's just like the roll can't be soggy. And I don't know if that's what you're thinking about.
No. That's fine. Again, you're in New York. Your rolls are gonna be amazing anyway. So it's like, I don't know. But again, like around here, like where am I gonna get a cheesesteak?
I've even had it from the diner, honestly. At Glory Days in Greenwich. It's actually pretty good.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that, dude.
I feel like
Diner
I've had
cheesesteak.
No, I mean, dude, I don't eat regular diner food, but this is like, it's late at night because they're open late night,
I don't know.
At that point, you would house it. Come on. Like
I wouldn't get
after a horseshoe night, you would.
I'd rather get a gyro at the
No, but
diner.
you don't need. I'm just saying, if it was right there, you would house it and be like, "Oh, it's so good." You definitely would.
We'll see. Well, I guess time will tell.
What's for lunch today? Honestly,
it's a great question, dude.
chopped meat,
I got some leftover stuff. I have leftover
Chopped
nachos.
cheese.
No chopped
leftover
cheese.
nachos.
Yeah, dude. From Little Goose, actually.
Last night.
No, this is from Thursday.
I mean, the
But,
chips have to be like completely wilted. No.
Well, see, you would think so, but because separate, everything was separate. Like,
Mhm.
give me the nachos, and then
You got it to go or no?
no, just didn't finish it.
But I don't understand how it could be separate because doesn't it come out on a plate and like the toppings are on top of the cheese?
The toppings were not on top of the chips; they were separate.
I've never seen nachos come out the way. How is that even nachos? Because like does it?
Well, you build as you go is what you do. You
I've-
get a
I-
chip
I've
and
just-
you
yeah,
put the
I've
sour
never-
cream and the salsa and the jalapeno, and it's all in one bite with the beans and shit and
What about
chili.
the cheese?
The cheese is on it,
Oh, okay.
so it's
I
just
guess,
baked chips
okay,
with
but
cheese.
okay, but I still feel like chips like for that like they definitely get a little soft.
You could be right, but then hopefully I'm thinking toaster oven,
Yeah.
crunching back up.
No, because I mean, listen, I love a good nacho.
Yeah,
But
me
it
too,
just
dude.
seems like even sometimes getting it to go isn't even a good idea.
This is my first time ever doing something like this.
Yeah.
So,
But I haven't had the Little Goose nachos in a while. Those are good. I haven't had Little Goose in a couple years.
dude, they were slammed on Thursday. It was actually nice to see. I've
Yeah.
never seen them so packed.
Why, they've been light recently when you've been?
Yeah.
Huh. Because every time I've been there, they've been pretty packed. But I guess it
I
depends
feel like
what day you
you know, bars normally packed. Those high tops are packed, but the other side I feel like normally isn't.
Okay.
You know, but they
Gotcha.
had like the garage doors open, the breeze. It was nice, dude.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Definitely starting right now.
What are you doing lunch? Almonds? Come on.
Probably, yeah. Maybe a sandwich, but I really shouldn't. but
Dinner?
We'll see. Dinner, I mean, maybe the chicken nana again,
Wow, there we go, dude.
Yeah, we'll see. But be an interesting night here. Obviously a little light, but I know you'll be dialed into the Mets. And I'll
Late
be
night,
probably
dude.
dialed into 24, right? I mean, I don't even no hockey, no basketball.
You probably just go to sleep.
Yeah, probably go to sleep at like 9. But yeah, pumped to go with the game on Saturday. Hopefully Ernie can come too. That would be great. But anyway, great show here on a Monday. Really appreciate everybody who tuned in. Continue to comment, like, and subscribe. All the archives on YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume. Merch at DowntimeTV.com. While everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, and we will see you mañana.
Go Mets! Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.